Oh no! Okay. Hey guys, Miko here, and in this video I'm going to show you my writing template for this year. I hope this is going to be quite a short video. I'm just going to walk you through it. I honestly haven't been able to work on it as much as I would want to, but I think some people are curious to what my drum sounds on my demos, so I ought to show you what I'm using nowadays. And I guess this is the most minimal setup that I've had for a while. I guess a little background is that I recently moved to a Mac PC, as I told on the video. You can see the video here where I basically rehauled my setup, and with that rehaul I changed from using Windows to Mac. And I know there's Reaper in Mac, but I really loved how Logic looked and feel, and it's very inspiring to look at a very refined UI as opposed to Reaper. Not knocking on Reaper's functionality and capabilities. I really grown to love that as well, but Logic just does it for me software-wise, and also I've been trying to get away from the fad of getting all the plugins as possible. I'm trying to be as minimalistic since I have no plans to mix professionally, so I just plan to use stock plugins as much as I can, and yeah, just making a writing template that sounds nice, sounds cool. But yeah, I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars for different plugins that I will just use on one channel or one instrument. So with that mindset of just using stock plugins, I think Logic has the upper hand in that, because for me, the Logic plugins just look better, and I think it's more user-friendly. I'm just using Logic stock plugins for now. And as you may notice, I also mentioned Mix Ready drums on the title of this video, because this year I recently purchased the Mix Ready template for the aggressive rock drum kit, and I'm trying to incorporate that to my writing template as well. So you will be able to see it here, how I set up my whole template and how I build the whole template, not just the drums, even the bass and the guitars. So let's get right into it, shall we? So this is my template for a song or a demo called Templar. It's already organized as I wanted to be. This is actually a Reaper template which I just decided to transfer to Logic. Yeah, I just transported all the stuff here and just tweaked a little bit. I'm going to play the intro of it if you're interested. There's the intro of the song. Let's start with how this template is built or structured. So as you can notice, there's two MIDI lanes that are the same, which is the Templar drums, that MIDI. This one, it has no effects, as you may notice. This is just where I program my drums. As you can see, well, it's the velocity this high really? Oh yeah, it's really high. Anyway, so this lane is just for programming my MIDI instruments or my drums. As you can see, there's note names here, and those are the ones that I use. So this GGD MIDI, it feeds to Contact, which is the one with, this is the one with the effect or the drum kit. So yeah, I'm using the GGD OKW Aggressive Rock, again with the purpose of being as light as possible on the PC. To be more specific, I chose my setup to be as much mix ready as it can, since again, it's just for writing, as I don't really have a plan anymore to have my music mixed in-house or by me. So yeah, so I went with the OKW Aggressive Rock kit because it sounds nice. I hope there's a prog metal or a gent OKW soon. I guess that's where the main kits are for. I don't think they're gonna make those anytime soon, because you can basically achieve it here. So yeah, this is the setup. So yeah, the information from this MIDI track, it goes onto Contact, and of course it's multi-out. As you can see, these are the tracks or the multi-out tracks from the kit, and then here are the effects with it. It's mostly just EQ and a compressor, the stock Logic compressor. And then I'm not going to open compressor and stuff, because again, this is the Mix Ready template. It's pretty much standard. You can buy one and you can study it, and you can just figure out how it sounds that good or well. Yeah. And then if you want to hear the drums in solo, I can show it to you. Oh, not that one. I'm still not used to the whole logic routing, so please bear with me. So that's the sound of the whole drum kit. I think there's a bit of notes that are not mapped correctly because I programmed this using the GGD P4 kit. And in the aggressive rock kit, there's only 2 toms, so I have to move some of the toms around so it can sound correct or mapped right. So yeah, so moving down into the list, a mix ready included a samples track in the template. So this is basically it. They reinforced the GGD kit with a snare sample and a room sample. So that's it. So that's basically what this does. It's simply a copy of this track, and I just copied it down here. All it does is use the snares. So this is the only one that triggers from this one. So if I play this one, so it's not really affecting the sound that much, but that's basically it for the drums. Again, this is just a copy paste of the same track, so it would trigger all the snares as well. So that's the samples part. And next is the gin bass. Well, I can just name this to bass, but I just decided to name it gin bass. As the track name suggests, it's just gin bass. I don't even have tracks on the bass instrument, as you may notice. I do not mix it anymore, just straight turn on the amplifier and use the yellow one. And usually I just take down the tone a bit, or like 2 to 1.5 because it's quite bright. And I usually set alternate picking to 8th notes. That's pretty much my bass tone. There's no mixing anymore. We're lucky to live in a time that sampled instruments sound so good and so well, and the people who makes the samples are the ones that we idolize their sound and tone, so we're very lucky. And yeah, so the next track is the monitoring track. This is the track where I record all of my guitars. I don't really like to arm individual tracks and record from there. What I usually do is just track here, or just move or copy the track that I've made into its respective track. Why do I do that? Because I wanted to hear my monitoring guitar in center. I don't want to like track with only the left speaker running. I usually want it to be full on. I usually track with like a generic overdriven tone. Wow, for this one it's just the default one. I doubt this is the one I'm gonna track with. It's just the template that I've made, but I usually turn down the gain, and I actually use the second amp more, and I just turn down the gain, turn on the bright switch, lower the mids, and like do that. And I just play around, and if it sounds inspiring, I'll just track with it basically. Yes, you notice I turned on the cabinet for this one because for my monitoring track I also use Studio Cabzilla, and I just usually use the Genti preset as Misha would use it as well. I just copy him, and that's it. Sometimes I turn off the cab and just use the Archetype Nolly plugin on its own because it sounds good already. And I forgot to tell you as well, I just recently bought the Nolly like this year. So the past year I've been using my Fractal Audio AX8, which I sold now, and I'm just using like all plugins now. But for this one, I chose to go with the Archetype Nolly since there's a lot more of effects and choices to play with. So yeah, that's the monitoring track. So do you use a monitoring track as well? Let me know in the comments below so I know that I'm not the only one. Yeah, so let's keep moving on. For the guitars, it's the same. There's an EQ for in this one, but this is like the spur of the moment EQing. I'm not really mixing this already. I just played around with it earlier. Yeah, I just added an EQ, a quick EQ for this one so it wouldn't sound as bad as I would want to, if that makes sense. So for the guitars, I just used the Archetype Nolly and I took off the Studio Cabs. But for this one, I used the Prog Metal Rhythm preset and I just turned down the gain. I guess all the guitars are same, just a different tone for each one. And this is what I used for the... Wow, it's big. And this is the ones that I used for the clean. I just straight up loaded the one preset from Nolly, and it sounds so good already, so why change it? It works for this demo. Then again, I'm trying to adapt this minimal mindset that I shouldn't like need to throw so many plugins just to write music or just to have fun with it, because I feel like a lot of people nowadays are just focusing on the little numbers and like the differences of the EQ curve and all that. But I just want to make music nowadays that I just want to find the most efficient and the most like approachable way and accessible way to write music and be inspired in general. So the guitar sounds like this. I forgot to show you. So and with the mix, and then the clean part, let's find a clean part. So that's it. For the leads, let's find the one with lead. This one. This is the guitar solo. And the rare guitar solo from Miko. So yeah, then I think the last part of the leads is an ambient part. I just use the post-rock trem lead preset, and increased the mix. I did the quick mix for this template for 5 minutes. I just slapped on presets and tweaked a bit. So I think it sounds nice, like for a brainless effort to make something, to make music, right? So that's my futile attempt to make a good sounding demo, at least for this video. Write it in the comments below if I pass that threshold of what sounds good. So yeah, the last part in this writing template is my synths. For this track, I'm just using Alchemy on all of it, and then I just searched bells on the search bar. I did not even bother to like listen to all of these. I just found what sounds nice because I just wanted to be quick with migrating my Reaper project to Logic. So this is not like the final sound of the bells yet. And then this is the one. The soft keys should be a keys, but I thought this sounds like keys. That doesn't sound like soft keys at all, but that's what I'm using now. I guess that's it. That's it for the whole template. Oh, so for the stereo out, there's 4 plugins, and as you may know, this also comes with the Mix Ready template. If you buy the Mix Ready template, you get the GGD MIDI track, a contact track, and the samples track. And also you have demo instruments. You can just visualize or hear what the whole template sounds like mixed. So yeah, you get the 3 tracks on the template, and as well as you get the mastering chain. I think that's a great value for money already, that the drum sound of your song or your demo sounds okay already, and all you have to figure out is why does my guitars or my bass tone suck, like what I'm experiencing now. Yeah, you can now see that even if super limited amount of plugins, you're able to like make a demo that will not hurt your ears at all. So that's it for my writing template walkthrough. I hope you get to learn something from this. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them down below, or if you have any other requests for videos, definitely check out the Mix Ready website. I'll put it down below as well. This is not a sponsored post, by the way. I just love the product, and I just wanted to show you guys, especially the ones who are just starting out and don't really want or don't have the time to mix drums. This is like the fastest way to get good sounding mixes, at least for me. And I actually hope that there was something like this when I started. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the Mix Ready setup? What are your thoughts on the template? Again, don't forget to write down below. I read comments every day. And again, thank you for your support. And I'm going to do the common YouTuber spill at this point. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Miko, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Butong buwag. Bye.